It's finally happening. Elon Musk's new video game studio with XAI is coming into fruition, and all it took was a racist, communist art director for a video game studio to make it happen. And of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about the clash between Elon Musk and Obsidian Entertainment's art director that sprouted out of a slight recommendation from Elon Musk about the appearance of pronouns within the game's character creation. And of course, this provoked a rabid response from the art director for Avowed, who came out with his unmitigated hatred for Elon Musk and his willingness to make a game solely based on his hatred of the ideals associated with Elon Musk and his ventures, putting out an FU to anyone that is a game player that doesn't believe or think like him. And I think this is a thing that caused a stir with everyone that was kind of anticipating Avowed. I don't know who they were, but people were anticipating it and hoping this game actually delivered some unique fantasy RPG perspectives into the gaming industry. Of course, now that is dashed with the controversy around Avowed, where people are looking at this game and they're expecting the worst now. They're expecting ugly character design, they're expecting janky gameplay, they're expecting forced diversity, progressive politic concepts into the game, because that's all we get from game studios that are more focused on politics rather than the quality of the game. And I think this is the pattern recognition that a lot of gamers have nowadays when we have these loudmouth game directors or developers within the studios of these entertainment properties that come out bashing the game players, attacking anyone that has a different view. And I think Avowed fell into that trap with their attack of Elon Musk, where it clearly stated to the gamers that, oh, this is another woke slop coming from the entertainment industry. And I think that's exactly what people are expecting. They're expecting another Concord, they're expecting another Dragon Age Veilguard, another Dustborn, another Star Wars Outlaws, another Kill the Justice League, another Unknown 9 Awakening, another Flintlock, another woke combative game that hates the player base that it's making games for. And I think that's the slop, the DEI slop we've been seeing this past year. And this is just this year how much games that were infiltrated with this ideology and concept that failed miserably, that bankrupted companies, and that overall changed the course of the industry for a lot of people working in it. And I think that's the thing people are expecting with Avowed now, and it coincidentally revealed all of the personality and ideology traits that are part and parcel with this philosophy. We see the racism baked into the people that are creating this game, where Elon Musk had to point it out himself. These are racist practices a lot of these people are conducting, where they're only hiring people of a certain particular racial descent, where they're exclusionary to anyone that is white or any white descending. And I think that is the situation that we're seeing all throughout the gaming industry. They're pushed for massive amount of racism because they want an ideological pure developer core. And I think that's the thing that we're seeing with Avowed, with Obsidian Entertainment. It's baked in from what we've been seeing from Microsoft as a whole, as they bring in people that are mostly race-based, mostly anti-intellectual, and mostly focused on these DEI standards that are just bringing in people that are not essentially valued into actually making good properties for the customer base. And I think that's what we're seeing with Matt Hansen, the game director for Obsidian Entertainment, where he's making a game based on his philosophies, not for the gamers themselves. And I think it's clear here where you have Elon Musk pointing out no one should make a game based on hiring a racist, sexist majority to be the core of your staff. And I think this is the racism that we actually see at Microsoft right now, where you have Microsoft having these racist hiring practices that are being pointed out by Elon Musk and majority other people, where they're excluding anyone they feel is a crusty old white guy. You can see here with some quotes from executives saying they only have a mandate to hire people queer, black, or BIPOC, who are just people who just have any sense of color that is deviating from what they perceive as an anti-white majority staff. And I think that is just the concept that is mind-boggling to anyone that was raised on Martin Luther King's teachings, where we're not even supposed to take that into account when we're hiring people. Now that is a subject that we see all throughout the gaming industry, where we're hiring people that are wholly unqualified just based on their race and gender. And I think that is the craziest thing that we're seeing here. And you see this double down from Matt Hansen, the director for Obsidian Entertainment. And this, of course, led to Elon Musk saying, okay, we got to change the gaming studios as a whole, because we have this poor quality, unmeritocratic way of raising these games and developing these games. So he took it under his own wing, like Elon Musk usually does, and says, okay, there's too many game studios that are owned by massive corporations that don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna start XAI. It's gonna have its own AI gaming studio to make games great again. And of course, we're using that moniker from the 45th and 47th president, but I think it makes sense here because gaming has been in a large slump this year, at least with AAA companies. Of course, there's massive successes all across the gaming industry. This was a good year for gaming. If you were a AA company making a game outside of the system, you had a great year. But if you weren't that, if you were a AAA company that were following these social, political, philosophical ideals that have been regulated into the games development sphere, you had a terrible year. And you can see this DEI slop of the year list right here, where so much games that lost hundreds of millions of dollars. You have 3 right here with Concord, Dragon Age, Star Wars Outlaws, Kill the Justice League. These are critical failures for multiple massive corporations in the gaming industry. We're talking about Sony, Warner Brothers, BioWare with EA Sports. We're talking about massive failures all across the platform, and you can see this with many Xbox games as well. And I think this is a situation we see sprouting out throughout the industry because we have this ideology that has taken over the gaming world by storm and has put out massive failures of projects consistently for the past year or so, even more than that, 7 to 8 years. But this year was an absolute worst year for them, and I think Elon Musk stepping into the game studio space is kind of the things we've been begging for from Elon Musk, because he has this AI system that is advanced with X that he had developed with NVIDIA's Jensen Huang, who came and saw Elon Musk develop this extraordinary system that would usually take 4 years to make. He made it in 19 days. And that's just one of the amazing things with Elon Musk joining this game studio race, where he's gonna input his own fascination of video games and his highly technical, capable hands into this industry to produce something that is probably revolutionary. He has his own reasonings to do this. We know Elon Musk is more highly focused on the stars, on Mars, on interplanetary space travel, and I think this kind of clocks in with what he wants to do with space travel. You're going to be on a spaceship for 6 months, and he probably wants to develop some sort of entertainment system, some sort of training system with this XAI game studio, and he's probably going to do it through a game studio, this training system for Mars, this entertainment system between the travel flights between Mars or the stars. And I think this is a situation we're going to see with XAI, where he's going to be training the system to actually properly develop the systems of his AI system, and maybe even more so to develop the AI systems for his robots. So this has a multi-facet approach for Elon Musk. This is just not about video games. It's never just about one thing with Elon Musk. Every single property, every single company he makes is made for the stars. You can see with Boring Company, where he's building holes because he knows he has to build holes in Mars. He needs robots on Mars. He needs Solar City to have power on Mars. He has all these companies strictly to make it to Mars. And of course, SpaceX is the biggest one. And I think that's the situation we're seeing here. We have Tesla with the batteries. He has an idea. He's forming companies with a great vision to see something through. And I think XAI and the game studio is another small component to that vision. I think what we can get from it is quality games, because Elon Musk, he is a gamer. He's the #1 Diablo player in the world for a reason. So that's why I expect something amazing from XAI. We can expect some crazy fantasy RPG games, some fighting games, some maybe vampire games, whatever type of game. We're gonna get something that is gonna be wholly interesting and engaging, and I expect the best from this. And of course, it's going to revolutionize how we use AI in gaming. There's many ways to use AI in gaming. I think we're going to see and explore it at its peak, because most of the studios in America are just incapable of this visionary kind of step that we can see with Elon Musk companies. I'm expecting a lot from this. Maybe we won't get the best game in the world, but we're going to get an interesting game, and that is just all I hope for from this announcement of XAI and the game studio associated with it. So I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited, and I want to hear your comments. What do you expect from Elon Musk XAI? You leave your comments, tell me what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.